the Gjallarhorn. Well, as we previously found out, it looks like this gun is going to be getting left behind once the Taken King gets released. So, for those of you who don't know, about 5 of the Year 1 exotics will be reforgeable into new Year 2 exotics with new attributes and new damage output to match up to the Taken King standards. Unfortunately, the Gjallarhorn is not going to be one of those weapons, and it looks as if the Gjallarhorn will pretty much be useless once the Taken King comes out. So, in the first week, you will probably get some sort of green or blue or maybe even legendary heavy weapon, which will surpass the Gjallarhorn even though you've tried so hard to get this thing in the first year. So, Zer just sold this a few weeks ago, and hopefully you guys picked it up to use it while it's still good, because in a few weeks' time, it looks like it's going to be pretty much as useless as some of the blue weapons you might have as of right now. So you can pretty much expect the Gjallarhorn to be pretty much sitting at about 300 damage, while all of the other weapons will be surpassing 400. So hopefully you guys have maxed out your Gjallarhorn and used it as much as you can throughout the year, because it is time to move on to bigger and better things, such as the Sleeper Simulant or some new heavy weapon exotics that we have not actually heard of yet. There will also be a new edition of sword heavy weapons, so that is going to be pretty ridiculous. I'm looking forward to that. But unfortunately, we will have to say goodbye to the Gjallarhorn. Now, we're not really too sure how useless this thing is going to be, but by the looks of it, we can expect all of the other weapons to be surpassing this, so much so that it wouldn't be worth wasting the exotic slot on the Gjallarhorn. So, as we also know, the Wolfpack rounds are getting nerfed, so on top of the damage output not being up to par, it looks like the Wolfpack rounds damage is going to be lowered as well. So you can't really expect to take out large groups of enemies anymore or take down those heavy bosses as quickly as you used to be able to. Now this really does suck for those less fortunate, such as myself, who just got their Gjallarhorns a few weeks ago. I got mine back in mid-June, so I didn't really have too much time to really use this thing, although it did help me a lot in the School Lost fight as well as in other Prison of Elders. It's really unfortunate to see that one of the best and most praised weapons in the game will pretty much be useless once the Taken King comes out. Now, hopefully they will release something as similar to the Gjallarhorn, or something that is as sought out as the Gjallarhorn, but unfortunately you just won't be able to get by on those with those Year 1 exotics anymore. Destiny and Bungie are forcing players to keep up with the trends of the game, and forcing us to just keep leveling up our weapons, and they want us to use new things so that the game is kept fresh for a long time. Now, as much as I do understand this, it does really not make a lot of sense to just completely make the guns useless after each year. I do like the idea of them reforging the Year 1 exotics again back into new Year 2 editions. However, they only are doing so with such weapons such as the hand cannons like the Hawk Moon and the Last Word. I do also believe they're doing so with the Suros regime as well. Now, this will keep the old players coming back for more, because they will be able to reuse some of their old weapons and there will be new additions for them to try out. But I do believe that the Gjallarhorn should have also been pushed up with these other Year 1 exotics. They were already nerfing the Wolfpack rounds, so they really could have just nerfed the Wolfpack rounds, but buffed the damage up. So I do understand that they didn't want the Wolfpack rounds to be able to just clear out as many enemies as it did, because it was a little overpowered. You have to admit, in PvE, it did get a little ridiculous sometimes how many enemies you could clear out, and you could just kind of rely only on Gjallarhorns if enough of your people in the team had it. Now, I do understand how they don't want everyone running around with just the Gjallarhorn all the time, because that just doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's not exactly fair to the people who don't have it. But it looks like we're just going to have to get over it and get on with the next addition to the game in the Taken King. So I guess we will wait and see in a few weeks once the weapon update comes out if we can get our last hurrah with the Gjallarhorn for about a week in between the weapon update and the Taken King's release. But hopefully once the Taken King comes out, there will be some new heavy weapon that is just as good as the Gjallarhorn, or even better, that we can test out and want to go ahead and get for the next year, just like the Gjallarhorn. Because it was fun always doing the Nightfalls, hoping that you would finally get that one piece of exotic gear and want that one weapon that you just have always been trying to get for the whole year. And it did actually take me a solid 9 months to actually go ahead and get it. But anyways guys, let me know your thoughts on this Gjallarhorn nerf in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow in another Destiny video. Peace.